great to see you again earlier.
Oh, Luna. Sure, me too.
I see you're as gloomy as ever. We finally got to meet again 3 years after you left the company. You should be a little more pleased.
Well, to be honest, I'm not pleased.
What? Why? I'm your big brother's fiancée, you know. Your future sister-in-law. I'll be your big sister before long.
The thought of the person responsible for getting me chased out of the company being my brother's fiancé is more than a little unpleasant.
Oh, come on. That was way back.
Way back? To me, it was only 3 years ago. I got fired because you spread a rumor that I was stalking one of the company executives. To tell you the truth, seeing your face again made me feel sick. Or rather, I actually threw up.
Oh, so that's why you disappeared halfway through, LOL. Don't exaggerate. Anyway, mine and Tommy's marriage is already decided. So do your best to get used to me, okay?
Hey, big bro, there's something I want to talk to you about. Can you give me a minute?
What is it? I don't have time to waste on you. Make it quick.
Thanks. It's about Luna.
Huh? What about Luna?
Did you know she was my coworker at the company I used to work at?
Yeah, I heard yesterday. She was the only one who had your back when you were being accused of stalking, right?
What?
You're lucky someone kind enough to help the likes of you is going to be your sister-in-law. After we get married, you better do everything she says and get out of your way to make her happy.
That's not true.
Huh?
It's not true. She's the one who spread the stalking rumor in the first place.
What? Watch your mouth! Do not insult my fiancé!
But...
What the hell is with you? Who would try to discredit such an amazing woman? No way. Could it be that you actually were stalking him back then?
No, I wasn't. What I said about Luna is true.
I just spoke to Mom, Dad, and Luna about what you said.
Huh?
Luna broke down in tears, and Mom and Dad sighed at what an embarrassment of a daughter you are.
Are you all together?
The four of us are at a restaurant now.
But what about me?
If you were here, you'd cause a gloomy atmosphere. Anyway, looks like we did the right thing not to bring you. Get out of the house!
What?
You're not getting away with insulting my fiancée. At this rate, you'd probably end up bullying her when she moves in after we get married.
I wouldn't do that.
I don't trust you. Here's a message from Dad. You have until the end of this week to find somewhere else to live and get out. That's what he said.
Even if you say that all of a sudden...
You turned into a neat shut-in after getting fired from your last job. This is just the medicine you need.
A neat shut-in? I told you, I work from home. If not for Luna, I wouldn't be so anxious about going out and working in an office in the first place.
Don't change the subject. Do not insult the person I love. Get your stuff together and get out.
Right. No matter what I say, you won't believe me, will you?
That's because I have no reason to believe you. Even way back when. Ever since you were a kid, whenever you were asked to do something, you'd always do a second-rate job. You're nothing like me. Everyone's always loved me because I've walked the elite's path my whole life.
Fine. I'll leave soon. In any case, I can't look at Luna's face without wanting to throw up. So I can't live with her anyway.
I said, do not insult my fiancé!
Once I'm gone, I'll never contact you again.
Great. Please don't.
Hey, Louise, I heard. You got kicked out of the house, huh? What a relief.
Does it really make you that happy?
Well, I was kind of looking forward to bullying you to submission. But I'll be less stressed with you gone, so I guess I'm grateful.
I see.
Anyway, hurry and get out, okay? Because I'll be having your bedroom when you're gone.
I'm sure you'll take great pleasure in that. I was only ever nothing but an obstacle to you after all.
Toodles!
Louise, it's been a while.
Who's this?
I think you know. It's Tommy, your big brother.
What do you want?
Hey, show some respect. That's no way to talk to me after I went out of my way to contact you. The rudest person I've met in my life.
Rude? What do you mean?
You didn't tell your family you got married, did you?
Oh, that. I did tell you that I'd never contact you again after I left the house. And you're the one who agreed with me. I'm not even sure why I didn't block you.
Cut the crap. More importantly, I have something important to talk to you about.
What?
I need you to get me $75,000 before the end of the month.
What?
Don't bother trying to hide it. I know you married an up-and-coming young businessman.
Oh, you know.
One of my coworkers is your old classmate. I was shocked when he first told me.
Is that what you meant just now when you called me rude?
That's right. I'll consider your apology included in the $75,000. You're finally going to do something useful for our family. You should be honored.
LOL. I did wonder what you were gonna say.
Huh?
Is this domineering attitude really the way to speak to someone you're asking a favor from? Because all I can hear is a desperate little man with delusions of grandeur throwing a tantrum.
What did you just say? I don't need to hear that from someone who just married a guy for his money!
I'm not sure what exactly you think is going on here, but me and him started dating back in high school.
Huh?
I didn't want you bad-mouthing him too, so I hid the fact I had a boyfriend. We've been dating for over 10 years, so he's fully aware of my family's circumstances. And when I was accused of being a stalker and chased out of my job, he believed me and stayed by my side. We decided we wouldn't be introducing him or announcing the marriage to you after discussing it with his parents.
That's a different matter! Getting hold of this $75,000 is your duty for your family!
What do you want $75,000 for?
Huh?
You say it so casually, but that's a lot of money. You think I'm just gonna do what you say without a reason?
We're renovating the house. It's your family home too, so it's the least you could do.
Nope.
What?
But even putting that aside, I don't trust your reason for wanting it in the first place.
Watch your mouth!
So yeah, basically, this conversation's over.
Wait!
Bye!
Wow, Louise, you married that young businessman? That's amazing! You did well to bag yourself such a high-spec guy.
What?
Hurry up and introduce me to him.
Why?
He's wasted on you, so I'll take him off your hands.
Is this why you contacted me after 5 years? Are you crazy?
Well, someone's self-assured.
You're my brother's wife. You are aware that a relationship with anyone but my brother would be cheating, right?
Ew, look who's all cocky now. I understand that marrying such a high-spec guy probably gave you a confidence boost.
Is that all you wanted to say?
What?
My brother contacted me yesterday as well. The things he said were equally moronic. You're the perfect couple.
Hey!
I bet you're here to pester me for cash, right?
Huh?
My brother ordered me to give him $75,000 out of the blue. I thought it was weird. So I asked a friend who I thought might be in the know. When I did, I found out that you're in $75,000 worth of debt. And the reason it's so high is because you borrowed from a black market company. So it snowballed into $75,000 because of the absurd interest rates.
I didn't know it was a legal loan.
You should research who you're going into business with before you do any business with them. Even if you lose everything, they won't let you off the hook till you've paid them back every penny. And what's more, you borrowed in my brother's and parents' names too, didn't you?
Well, I couldn't borrow under my own name anymore.
Even so, that doesn't mean you should drag your husband and his parents into your mess.
I will be spoken to like that by someone who got booted out.
You're right, but I'd never treat my husband or his family like that. They're too important to me.
Huh?
As far as being wives, our positions are the same. But if it had been me, I would never cause so much trouble for my husband or his parents. That's why I'm criticizing you.
Fine. Can I have $75,000 then? I'm willing to take back what I said about taking your husband from you. But if you don't want your husband to find out about your stalker past, I suggest you get me that $75,000 immediately.
You do know that misunderstanding was cleared up, right?
No, LOL. It ended with you getting fired. Surely you can see it's going to take a miracle for him to believe you.
Good grief, you're something else. Hey, Luna. Has it not occurred to you that you reach a point of no return after going through life as such a dimwit for so long?
What do you mean?
I told my brother too. Me and my husband have been dating since high school.
Huh? High school?
So he knows about the whole stalker affair. He also knows it was a misunderstanding. He also knows that it was you who spread the rumor. Also, he knows the person who was really stalking the executive was you, Luna.
Huh? That's nonsense.
My husband hired a private investigator to look into it back then.
A private investigator?
Moving behind the scenes, he gathered evidence proving that I wasn't the one doing the stalking. The only reason I didn't release your name at the time is because I didn't want to deal with the hassle of you resenting me.
Wait, you're lying, right?
My husband had my back the whole time, and we watched it all unfold together. That's why your threat is meaningless. He wouldn't give a suspicious woman like you the time of day anyway. It goes without saying, but I won't be helping my brother or parents either.
That being the case, good luck paying off the debt entirely on your own.
So, that $75,000 worth of debt was apparently from when she ended up having an affair with the executive she'd been stalking. She started paying him contributions so he wouldn't dump her, which eventually amounted to $75,000. My brother found out the truth, but he was so proud of his reputation as being elite that he lacked the courage to go through with a divorce due to how it might affect his image in the eyes of the world. He attempted to have me, his little sister, who he looks down on and sees as gullible, take on the debt on their behalf. Sadly, that ended in failure. To add insult to injury, some scary-looking debt collectors began a merciless assault on my brother's workplace. When word of his massive debt got out, he voluntarily resigned before they could fire him. Him and my parents had to give up their house, and he and Luna, who started working night jobs, got divorced. Now, they're all spending their days separately, working themselves to exhaustion to pay off the debt.
Tracy, hello. I know this is a little quick, but I have a favor to ask you. Hello, Dawn. Is this favor you have to ask has anything to do with using my yard? Then I'm going to have to say no again. What? You're always telling me no each and every time, and I'm getting tired of it. And that's because no matter how many times you've asked me, my answer has not changed. I'm just being upfront and honest with you about it so that we're not wasting one another's time any longer. You're being cold though. If you keep all that up, people are going to start calling you the boring and cold mom in town. Is that what you want? Do you have any idea what us other moms are already starting to call you amongst ourselves? What? They're calling you the Queen of Ice. Oh, is that so? If you don't want to be called that anymore, then let me use your yard. I just thought it would be the perfect place to have a barbecue party or something like that, as it beats all these crappy public parks. Actually, I was just assuming you guys were all calling me something worse, so I don't really care. And even if you were calling me something horrible, I still would not care. Huh? I'm not even friends with any of the moms you hang out with, Dawn, so I don't really mind what you all have to say about me. Huh? I've heard about you inviting other women over to your house to have coffee and tea out on your deck. And those are not other moms or anything. They would be my younger sister and her 2 kids. Huh? My little sister isn't too much younger than me, and her kids are around the same age as mine, so they come over often and have fun here. What? I had thought you were having other moms over to your house without me, but that doesn't seem to be the case then. Why can't you start inviting us over for a change? What makes us any different than your family there? Well, my family and your group of moms are quite different actually. They happen to respect me and my decision, and will never continue to pester me about my choices, even if they think I have no right being cold to them. Whatever. Just because you have that massive yard surrounding your house doesn't mean you're all that great of a person anyway. Are we done here yet? I'm still working at the moment, so I need to focus on that again. If you have anything else you'd like to talk about, let me hear it now. If not, then this is goodbye. Loser. I'm going to get into that yard of yours one way or another and do what I want with all of the other mom friends. I'll show you. Hiya, Tracy. This is about your yard again. No. What? Such a waste you are. But listen to this. I know about something that you might not like. What's that? I heard that you happen to work for the same company that my husband is working for. Oh, is that so? And when I compare my husband's age to your age, there is no doubt that my husband is higher up than you within that company. In other words, he's your boss, right? And if you're not going to listen to the wife of your boss like you have been, things might begin to get more troubling for you at your workplace. So, what are you going on about now, Dawn? I have never heard of any situation where someone like me would have to listen to my boss's wife. And I'll let you know right now that a company your husband and I are working for does not view the same thing you do, so please do not use neither your husband's position or mine in that way. Huh? As of right now, I'm not too sure what department your husband works for, or what position he's in, so I'll have to take a look and see. But let me tell you right now that based off what I do know, it's better that you don't start pulling things like that with me. Huh? I'm not pulling anything with you. I think I have every right to, when my husband could get rid of you at any minute. Now you listen to me, Tracy. I think you're better off not talking to me like that ever again, unless you want to start crying over things I can make happen. I'm not so sure what else could happen if you fight back against me, but this is your warning. Alright? Let me say this one more time. I am the wife of your boss, and you'll listen to every word I say. You are going to let me use your yard for one day. This is an order from me, so there is no going against this. Tracy? It seems that starting this evening, you're no longer going to be at home, right? According to some other people, your husband has something going on back at his parents' house, so you're all going. You all won't be back until later tomorrow, right? That means your house is going to be empty for just one whole day. So in other words, this means you finally come around to listening to the wife of your boss and are going to let me come over there. I just happened to get a really nice grill from one of my friends that I plan to bring over. I'll set it up in your backyard, and then me and all my other mom friends are going to get together and have a proper barbecue party. So let me tell you once more, we are all going to be having a really nice barbecue out behind your house in the backyard, okay? Had you lent me your yard while you were in town, I would have let you come to this really nice barbecue where we'll be cooking up some really good ribs and a few porterhouse steaks as well. Well, it's too bad that you and your family won't be around for it. Anyway, we're all going to cook up all this amazing meat I have, and we're all going to eat it up without you. Tracy! Listen, later on, can you make sure to give me $2,100? Turns out that I didn't get enough food for everyone to have, so we needed to go to a meat store in town and buy up some really high-grade stuff. So this will be the cost of that meat, and also the cost of some more liquor that we had to pick up in town as well. And of course, this liquor is all high-end stuff. One other thing, we're all going to be ordering pizza to be delivered. Along with that, we'll get some 2 liters of pop and other things to go along with the food like snacks for later. So with that all in mind, the cost will come around to $2,100. Since this barbecue is taking place at your place, you're going to have to cover the bill for all of it when you get back, okay? I've already planned on paying for all with my credit card, so after today, I'd like you to send me that money so I can pay it off. My God! Just thinking about all the fun we're having here makes me want to do barbecues at other people's houses even more. Well, I'm going to get back to it and start putting some more steaks on the grill. Huh? What is this? Dawn? Are you freaking kidding me? Going and having a barbecue at my house like that? Well, if it isn't Tracy. I want to know where the hell you entered my yard from as well. I just came in through your front gate is all. Well, I guess I had to do with a little handiwork with the lock, which may have broken it. But that's all on you since you chose to put a dang lock on the neighborhood's public barbecue park. Were you all trying to hog it to yourself? I have not been hogging anything. I told you time and time again every time you asked that you could not use my yard for anything. Do you remember? I don't want to have to keep repeating myself about this. This was an order given to you by your boss's wife, which means saying no to me was never an option for you. And I told you that it's not normal for someone to think that just because their husband is the boss of someone else, they can make that someone else do anything they ask. Well, you'll get used to it over time. Now, just like I told you earlier, I'd like to have that $2,100 handed over to me tomorrow. I'm not paying you anything. Also, when it comes to cleaning up the mess we'll make, you can do that when you get home from your in-laws. I'll also leave you to clean up all the plates and cups, as well as the grill for me. You listen to me right now, Dawn. What is it? Do you have any idea whose yard you're having a barbecue at the moment? Huh? Why you know exactly whose yard this is? I shouldn't have to answer such a stupid question that for you, right? But I will. This yard happens to be my husband's employee's yard. Oh, for crying out loud. Really, I never wanted to play this card with any of the moms in the neighborhood, but you all have given me no other choice with all the crap you've been doing here. What the hell is going on in that head of yours? That happens to be the CEO's house. What? The CEO? Your husband happens to be a manager in a manufacturing department for the SLO, right? He is, but... Hey, what do you mean this house is the CEO's house? In other words, the CEO of SLO. That would be me, so there you go. Huh? If you're not going to believe me, then you can try asking your husband about me, or better yet, take a look at the company's webpage and scroll to the bottom to learn about me. I think you'll be able to learn the truth really quickly then. What? This is all a joke, right? You're telling me that you're the CEO for the company my husband works for? I'm going to be coming back to my house tonight. I received a call from a neighbor a little bit ago, and he told me that you all have been making so much noise that it's disturbing the whole neighborhood. He also told me he saw you all slamming shots to get drunk quickly. He also explained that a lot of the flower beds around my house have been trampled on by you guys. And when it comes to the koi pond I have, you all have been throwing your trash into it. He was planning on calling the police, thinking you were all kids vandalizing my house, but he wanted to check with me first. Tracy? When it comes to all of this, my husband... I will definitely be talking with him about it. You hold your horses there. If you don't want me talking with him about it, will you be able to cover all the damages to my property just by yourself? You happen to be a housewife, so when it comes to the money you get, it's all coming from your husband, right? The amount of money you'll be paying me will depend on the extent of the damages to my yard, as well as based on how much I'm upset by all this. Also, there's one other thing. What? Sirens? The police? My neighbor ended up calling the police after we talked. As I said, he had every right to since I wasn't home and didn't know enough about who was all behind this time. But I was just having so much fun throwing this whole barbecue. Why did this have to happen to me all of a sudden? My neighbor told me he had gotten home a couple of hours ago. And that whole time, he had never noticed that my husband or I were not there. He had called me at first to tell me to quiet down, but when I told him I wasn't home, he said he should have known that sooner. After our talk, and him explaining to me the situation of what's going on, he said he'd do something about it. And I told him to go right ahead. Well, anyway, there's no point in me explaining to you what happened anymore. Now, I'll hear from you later. Tracy! What the hell is this you wanting from me $10,000 for the damages to your yard? Are you sure you're not overcharging me? I also found out you told my husband about all of this. He's telling me we're getting a divorce now. Do something about all of this, please. The last time I ever had to work a job was back in high school, and that was just a part-time job. Having to get back out there and finding a job now at all times, there's no freaking way I can do that. Hey, Tracy? I'm asking you nicely to please not look away from this. $10,000? That amount of money. I just don't have that kind of money laying around. My husband even told me to hand it all by myself now, so I'm not being helped by anyone. Tracy! Why are you not freaking replying to me? You're not even reading any of these dang messages anymore either. Hello? I'm going to be divorced if you don't do something about this. Hey! Help me to freak out! And don't charge me $10,000 for that party, okay? Listen to me, Tracy! The way my yard was left after the barbecue, well, it was downright awful. So in order to have some landscapers come in and fix everything for me, the price would be around $10,000. A few days after that party, the manager of the manufacturing department came to my house with $10,000 in cash and handed it to me before saying sorry for what his wife did. However, I really wanted that $10,000 to come from Dawn's sweat and tears so that she'd learn from it. A lot of people have told me to have some of the other moms there to pay up for the damages as well, but that will be sorted out later when they all have to go to court and face a judge for trespassing on my property. I'm going to assume some of them will get community service, and others will have to pay fines to whoever asks for them. My lawyer will be there as well representing me, so maybe I'll get even more money in settlements out of them all. As for Dawn herself, it doesn't seem like she's learned her lesson from all of this yet, and because of that, her husband was able to get the rights to his kid in the divorce, and all of them have left her. When all of this happened to her, I received one large text from her, where she went all crazy saying all these slurs towards me and telling me how much she hates me. But when reading all of it, I thought to myself that I really have no more time for her, then I proceeded to block. And ever since that day, life at my home has really been quiet, and I have never run into Dawn or any of her annoying mom friends ever again. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought about the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.